I finally built an attractive physique when I started doing these exercises. When I first started lifting, I was like many people, maybe even just like you. I did the basic bodybuilding exercises for years, and my body definitely progressed, but it wasn't what I wanted. I looked pretty darn average. So eventually I did some digging and found out exactly what makes a body attractive, and exactly what exercises will do that. And that's exactly what we will go over in this video. If you want a step-by-step guide on how to build an attractive aesthetic physique, I made a course on how to do that, link below if interested. And it'll teach you how to do it without spinning your wheels over all this misinformation online. I worked out for a couple of years without building an attractive physique. So what exactly makes a physique attractive? Which muscles, and what are we looking to do? Well, the muscles that build an attractive physique are your shoulders, your back, making it nice and wide, and then your chest and your abs. All right, abs don't really make you look wider, but they're pretty darn aesthetic. So what do you need to do? You need to get lean enough for your abs to pop and your muscles to pop where you're not looking round and flabby, okay? Why do these muscles make you attractive? They make you attractive because they give you that nice little V. They make you look wider up top and slimmer down here, slimmer at your waist. Gives you the V shape. Just look at that guy right there. The wide upper, slim waist. How do we accomplish the wide upper? Knowing the right exercises to do. So we gotta target the right muscles with the right exercises. And this is our goal. Our goal is to look like this guy right here. Big Dorito man. Give him a name, Mr. Dorito. We wanna look like Mr. Dorito, okay? So, what do we need to do to accomplish that? What exact exercises should we do? We're gonna start off with the shoulders and the back. For shoulders, we really wanna focus on the lateral head and the rear delt. This head right here, okay? So your side and your back shoulder. I have 5 exercises for y'all to do to really focus on all 3 heads. But like I said, the main 2 you need to focus on is the side delt and the rear delt. Number 1, we got lateral raises. Any variation, it could be dumbbells, it can be cables, any of those variations, right, is gonna hit your side delt hard. Then we also have upright rows. These are gonna hit your side delt, your traps a little bit, basically your whole shoulder, and go heavy on these. These will for sure help with the 3D look of your shoulder. And then we have overhead pressing. This hits all 3 heads of your shoulder, but specifically your front shoulder, but it'll hit all 3. I like doing the barbell, but you could do a dumbbell, you could do machine, any variation you'd like. And then we also have reverse pec deck fly, and we have cable reverse flies, okay? This is gonna hit the rear delt, your back delt. All you do is get on a machine, start hitting these joints. All right, you can do it with cables. This is what it looks like. You can do it with cables, or you could do it on the reverse pec deck fly. Now we have back. For the back, we're looking for like a width focus to get the nice wide look, but you know, a nice meaty back also looks good, so we're gonna focus on both. So what do we have? We have pull-ups and lat pull-down. These will help with the width. Pull-ups, lat pull-down. Same movement, right? Gives you a width. Then we also have single arm pull-downs. Single arm pull-downs, it helps with the width as well. It's really hitting that lat hard, okay? Then we have rows. Any variation of rows. You got the machine rows, on the machine, the little V-bar. Then you got dumbbell rows. Everybody knows those. You can do a chest supported row. Then you also got barbell rows, okay? All of those rows work and will build a nice meaty mid-back. And if you do these exercises right here, you will start to get nice and wide. Next up, we got the chest and the abs. Chest, so we have an upper, we have a middle, and we have a lower chest, okay? And all 3 heads get hit regardless of what exercise you do, but certain exercises do have more of a bias towards certain parts of your chest. Let's go over it. For the upper chest, the part that makes you look wide, okay? This is probably the most important part for being an attractive body, okay? Incline press. Doesn't matter the variation. We could do dumbbell, we could do it with cables, we can do it with a barbell, but the incline press really focuses on your upper chest, and it's gonna hit your front delt really hard. Then you also have the low to high fly. This is more of an upper chest bias as well, okay? Then we have the flat press, flat dumbbell bench. Then you got regular bench press. You got regular flies at a shoulder height, okay? That's a mid-chest focus, but like I said, all three will be hit from these movements. This also hits your front delt really hard. Then we have, for the lower chest, we have dips, which is probably the best exercise for really developing the lower chest. We have high to low fly, and then we have decline press, okay? I know a lot of people say decline press isn't good, but you know, it actually, if you look at the way the body moves, it's actually pretty effective at growing the lower chest. And that will really hit your delts hard. All pressing and dips hit your delts really hard. This is why you don't need to do as much front delt pressing motions or like big focus on it, because it gets hit very hard on chest days, okay? Then your triceps as well. Your triceps hit really hard when you hit chest, any pressing. Now the flies, that's not hitting your chest. I mean your triceps. But the chest, your triceps are getting hit every time you press, okay? Then we have the abs. Probably my favorite muscle when it comes to looks-wise. Abs are so aesthetic. You get the six-pack, but how do we get a six-pack? You have to get lean. And then when you do get lean, you need them to pop. How do we make them pop? We have to build them up. How do we build up the abs? Well, the abs are a stabilizing muscle. So whenever you do any type of exercise like squat, deadlift, bench press, flies, your abs are stabilizing to keep your body intact from moving and pressing hard, okay? Your abs get hit really, really hard when you squat and deadlift. But I have 3 specific exercises to actually hit your abs. We have the hanging leg raises. The reason I love this exercise is because it really hits your bottom 2 abs. Your bottom 2 abs will pop. And the bottom 2 abs are the hardest to develop. Not only because they're the last 2 abs to show when you lose body fat, they're also the hardest to gain muscle in. Then we have cable crunches. I love cable crunches because you can do it with a rope, you can do it with a V-bar, you can do it with a straight bar. But I love them because the contraction you get when you do it is elite. And you get a really, really good stretch. And then we have an ab wheel. I personally like to finish with the ab wheel, do as many reps as I possibly can. And this is a big stabilizing exercise. It hits hard, and the stretch is elite. Probably the best stretch you can get on your abs. And that's the biggest focus when it comes to looking like Mr. Dorito here. We'll be nice and wide, and our waist will be strength. Another thing I have to tell y'all, please do not hit your obliques too hard, because like any other muscle, what does working out your muscles do? It causes them to get bigger. If you work out your obliques hard, guess what happens? You guessed it, you get bigger obliques. And what do a bigger obliques look like? Out here, and what does that do? Makes you look less aesthetic because your waist becomes wider, okay? So avoid hitting obliques. You ain't gotta do all these jaunts, which is eye wash anyways. Eye wash, or these. All right? I mean, you can. If you're an athlete, obliques are very important. But if you're not, like, you know, if you're trying to look aesthetic and attractive here, don't hit your obliques. At least not too often. All right, cool. Those are the ones that we should really focus on. But what about the other muscles in our body? We have the biceps, the triceps, the forearms, the glutes, the quads, and the hammies. So, overall goal is a nice, well-balanced physique. But I was telling y'all exactly what to do to get the nice, attractive physique that makes you look wide and slim. But these muscles are also essential to having a well-balanced physique that leads to an attractive physique, right? So, biceps and triceps, what do we need to focus on here? They're definitely attractive because girls love big arms, obviously. But they are not vital. They're not vital to your attractiveness. But personally, who doesn't want big arms, okay? Especially if you have twigs. Imagine having like all the other things, but you got twig arms, okay? Not a good look. You should definitely work this out hard as well. Then we have forearms. A lot of girls like forearms. They like the veins in it, okay? But a nice meaty forearm does look good. Obviously not the huge ones, because then it makes you look a little stubby, right? Well, forearms gets hit with most movements you do, especially back and biceps. Gets hit really, really hard, especially whenever you hold dumbbells too. If you're doing farmer's walks, if you're doing trap bar deadlift, any type of deadlift, they get hit really hard, okay? So they get hit most movements. If you want optimal and extreme growth of your forearms, do direct training. Do direct training. Then glutes. All right, I know nobody really likes working out glutes, but if you aren't blessed with the genetics of having glutes naturally, Even if you are, you should definitely hit glutes. Glutes are like the powerful force of your body, and they're very important for your health and vitality of your legs, okay? But glutes, basically don't be a pancake. Hit them with some bridges, maybe some lunges, maybe some squats. Quads. Quads are probably the most aesthetic thing on your legs. Quads look really nice whenever they have the three heads poking through because you're lean enough for them to pop, and you have the muscle definition for them to pop, right? So they're aesthetic, don't have pencil legs. Hit some squats and lunges, like I said. Hammies. Probably the least important muscle in your entire body, along with calves, as long as they're not freaking pencil calves, okay? I forgot to even mention calves, okay? That's how inessential they are to attractiveness. Hammies. Don't have tiny ones, but doesn't really aid in attractiveness, okay? You can do bridges, lunges, RDLs, any type of movements like that. Now don't get me wrong. Glutes, quads, and hammies are very vital for your well-being and being able to move right, being able to age correctly, right? But I am talking about an attractive physique, and these are less essential than the ones I told you about, but they definitely aid because you want a well-balanced physique. Now, if we don't hit glutes, quads, or hammies, this is what we'll look like. Mr. Dorito here with no legs and probably 2 feet tall. Look at him, barely any legs. And we'll also look, if we don't hit the biceps and triceps and forearms, our arms will look like Mr. Dorito here. So, do we want to look exactly like Mr. Dorito? Yes and no, okay? So hit your arms and your legs. If you do the exercises I explained in this video, you will achieve an attractive Dorito physique. As long as sleep, diet, and programming are correct. If you are interested in how to build an aesthetic physique course, link below like I said earlier. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that is how I finally built an attractive physique.